participate in the discussions of public importance on the NLTP Act. You have given enough time to doctors. Both of us are from the legal background. I hope I'll speak on your behalf also. You'll give me sufficient time. Since the House is very dense, the topic itself is serious. Definitely, it is expected to be dense. So let me start with a humorous quote. Winston Churchill. He was the Prime Minister during the Second World War. In one evening, he approached a lady, of course, after consuming liquor. And the lady replied, he proposed her. Then the lady said, "You are drunk, Mr. Churchill." Then what Mr. Churchill replied to that lady speaker, that I am drunk tonight, but tomorrow morning I'll be sober, but you'll still be ugly. Speaker sir, this topic is very dear to my heart, like the Nara political issue. I was president 2003-05 NSF, and I opened debate with the students group and with the NBCC also. This has to be debated very thoroughly. That was 21 years back, 2003. Today I'm in this house participating, and therefore I wanted to be consistent where I have stood. So therefore, this topic is not new for me, and I'm interested. And I've suggested this debate even in the last house. I'm happy that everyone has participated. The doctor's language, it's very difficult to understand their language, but I think they have also given their inputs. In 1989, when we passed this law, the world was also having a lot of history. You are aware that in 1989, George H.W. Bush was taking over as president. Margaret Thatcher was completing 10 years in the office as prime minister. Then what happened? In Iceland, 1989, they were lifting the prohibition. So it is called a beer day, lifting the prohibition in Iceland. But on that year, we were adopting an act, passing a resolution in the House, prohibiting sale, consumption of liquor. Let us now examine from the legal aspect. They have taught us, they have lectured us from the medical point of view. If you see the world history, no country, no states, Speaker sir, have succeeded in executing and implementing Prohibition Act, including the most advanced country like the United States, 300 years advanced than us. They have also tried from 1920 to 1933, when Woodrow Wilson was the president. At the later stage of his tenure, the Prohibition Act was enacted. Then succeeded by another 3 presidents. They tried, so during President Hoover's time, Harvard Hoover, they were compelled to lift the prohibition because a lot of gangsters, mafia, drugs, business, all this were mushrooming. It was not helping the citizens of the United States. And as previous members have also mentioned, our Christianity, our Baptist, especially Christianity, comes from America. We're no different from them. The American Christians and Naga Christians cannot be different. I have directly encountered, debated with the NBCC officials during my presidency. One of their arguments was that the metric result has drastically reduced because of non-prohibition. I said, then after the enacting 1989 Act, what was the improvement? Now the times have changed. In 1989, of course, it would be relevant. It would have been relevant, passing the act, because of the abuse of alcohol. And everyone has mentioned that time it was relevant. 34 years back. Exactly today is 34 years, 4 months after enacting this act. So 34 years ago, the NLTP Act was relevant. But Speaker sir, after 34 years in 2024, it is no more relevant. And it is a time-tested law, which we have learned from the most advanced countries. No, this law has not been a successful one. I am from a legal background, you are also from that background. And you are fully aware of it, Speaker sir. Even if we try enacting a stringent law, more stringent than this one, it is not going to be successful. We cannot blame the present government, present chief minister. It was enacted when he was not chief minister, when we were not in the government. Every chief ministers have tried. Every presidents in the US have tried. 4 presidents. They could not succeed, even in other states. Therefore, in my humble submission and opinion, where the doctors have briefed us, lectured us on the health hazards point of view. Yes, that is also important. I would like to emphasize more on the economy. Every day we talk of young people. Our young people, after getting education, degree, people are going outside the state looking for job in the company, which in the recent past also we have seen a lot of people being caught. Our youth being caught in working in some of the companies. Those are all fake companies. So how do we engage these people without resources, without revenue of our own? And how long can a state run a government without having a revenue of our own? We cannot be beggars for years together, Speaker sir. If you see the revenue of the Assam government, the last 2023-24, Assam revenue on the sale of liquor is 3,816 crore. 3,816 crore. I'm sure half of that amount is our money. Because I come from Pandari constituency, bordering Marabani, you find a lot of liquor shops. Then the Dimapur Katkati. These are very near to our border. Therefore, half of that money is our money, that revenue. You can enact law, but how can you stop people to consume? For example, my area, Marabani, I border Marabani, Pandari Marabani. There are a lot of drugs, people, youth indulging into drugs. Even if you don't get alcohol, you go down, drink whatever you like, and just get drunk and come back. You cannot arrest them. What you will do? It's not possible. We have tried experiment, Speaker sir, for 34 years. How long can we experiment? You tell me, how long will you experiment? It is enough. Long years, 34 years. I think it is time for us to also face the church. What is true? I may be very harsh in my approach, but I have been encountering 21 years back. You tell me how we will implement. We cannot blame the government. Other countries have tried. It is not possible. And a composition like Naga society, with lots of government, with lots of societies, how will you implement? Is it possible? No, Speaker sir. And therefore, yes, we have opened the debate today. I am really happy that this debate must go on, but I would suggest that the government give some options. Give some options that whoever, the community or the districts or the areas, wherever they want, whoever wants to lift this prohibition, or rather give permission, a permit to open a legal license for sale or consumption or for procuring. I think that option has to be explored by the government. In the meantime, government can also say that constitute a committee comprising of various experts, also pick up someone from the alcohol ethic, present alcohol ethic, those who have undergone and the abuse, and also they can suggest better avenues for us. So a committee which can comprise of experts and can also guide the government that, okay, how do we regulate it? Regulate it in a sense, regulated form of prohibition, in a sense that this much volume of liquor can be sold, this much volume of liquor cannot be sold. So many ideas can come in if we all can put our heads together. If you see the Nagaland Total Prohibition Liquor Act, Speaker sir, in the section 17, permission to use or consumption of liquor in mess and canteens of armed forces. There is an exemption. Now, okay, if Nagas get independent, we will have our own army. That is altogether different. But so long as we are within the Union of India, we have Assam Rifle Corps, we have paramilitary presence in our state, we have border security force. How can you stop the forces of the government of India to come and settle in the state of Naga? So there is an exemption where the sale of liquor, the purchase, use, or consumption of such liquor in the state to the members of the armed forces and paramilitary forces in their mess and canteens. And even if we enact a law, speakers here, we cannot prohibit these people. These are under the direct control of the government of India. So it is the alcohol is readily available. Some of our friends have talked about pawn shops, selling uncle chips, selling juice. These are actually all liquor shops. Forget about that. But legally authorized shops are where? The canteens of these paramilitary forces. Because the law cannot prohibit them so long as we are within the Union of India. It is not possible. So therefore, in any case, there is no mechanism to very comprehensively check flow of liquor in our state. And therefore, in any case, we must advocate a mechanism how to regulate. And the church and individual, whoever are against this, should also give the government an opportunity. Okay, since we tried prohibiting it for the past 34 years, we cannot do it. Let us now lift it and see how much the government can regulate. Now, because of the advancement in social media, speaker said, yes, there are also lots of negative aspect of the social media like WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, whatever terms. But there are also lots of positive aspects, speaker said. If you see Naga population today, we were not health conscious, many of us. But one positive aspect which I have seen out of this social media is, these days, our people have started controlling the diet because of social media. If you eat this much, your calories will go up. Doctors knows all these terms better. Your pressure will go up, your pressure will go down. Many of us are being influenced by social media, not by the advice of the doctors. So also, in 1989, there was an abuse, and therefore, it could be remedied. But I'm assuring you, Speaker Sir, because of the advancement of this social media, because of the advancement of education, there will be hardly any abuse. The percentage will be very minimal. I can tell you with confidence that it will be 1% only the abuse of the alcohol will be. 99% people will use it. We were talking in the lobby that forbidden foods are always sweeter. And therefore, if we prohibit this, continue this prohibition, people will look for more alcohol. But if it is open in the market, there will be a proper regulation. And therefore, even in terms of selling, acquiring, everything will be properly regulated. But as of now, it is not possible. Therefore, I would insist that the government form a committee, and if necessary, we must table this again for more debate and discussion, and either review or revoke. That way, I would like to put across. To the church, I think they must concentrate, as some of our former honorable speakers have suggested, for more of a spiritual approach than interfering in the running of the affairs of the government. Many of our friends have quoted Bible. I also would like to quote two of them. You will find in the scriptures in Mark, Luke, where when the Pharisees asked Jesus whether they'll pay tax to the Caesar, then Jesus was asking whose head was there in that denarius, the rupee. So Caesar's head is there. So pay to Caesar. Pay to Caesar what is due to you, but pay to God what is due to God. I think there is no further more interpretation of this. The church must concentrate on its spiritual aspect. Let the government also concentrate on the welfare of the people. See, I'm concluding, Speaker, sir. I can see your impatientness, but just 1-2 seconds. In the statement issued signed by a lot of church executive secretaries, individual reverends, there's one sentence: the majority's welfare should always be prioritized in any decision-making process. One statement which they have issued. It's a very long statement. I'm not interested to read it. So I think we are talking of majority's interest in prioritizing where the government is in the decision process. It has become majority's interest that this act be do away with. Because we have seen, even if there is an opinion poll today, I am confident that 99% are of lifting the act. So they themselves are inserted this sentence that the majority's welfare should always be prioritized in any decision-making process. Now, if you see the Catholic Association, this is the Baptist group. The Catholic Association group says that reduction of supply and reduction of demand. This is their the whole central idea of their right. Reduction of supply and reduction of demand. I think this is also a very positive approach. We are not saying that we will do it randomly, but this is a way that the church are expected to approach, in which way they can give a good feedback to the government, but not in the way of protest or threatening or blackmailing us. I think we all are Christians, we all are part of the church, but we have to call a spade a spade. Let me conclude with, since I've started with Winston Churchill, when he was asked, what do you mean by whiskey? I just read out the relevant one only, it's a very long one. If you mean that evil dream that topples man and woman from the pinnacles of righteous and gracious living into the bottomless pit of degradation, shame, despair, helplessness, and hopelessness, then, my friend, I am opposed to it with every fiber of my being. However, you know, Winston Churchill is a Nobel laureate. He's known for his literature. However, if by whiskey you mean that the dream that enables man to magnify his joy and to forget life's great tragedies and heartbreaks and sorrow, if you mean that dream, the sale of which pours into our treasuries untold millions of pounds each year, that provides tender care for our little crippled children, our blind, our deaf, our dumb, our pitiful aged and infirm, to build the finest highways, hospitals, universities, and community colleges in this nation. And, my friend, I am absolutely, unequivocally in favor of it. See, how can we forget revenue? There will be enough revenue. And we will be building, without depending on the government of India, a lot of facilities for our aged, for our children, for our women, for our disabled. So many things can be done out of this. Therefore, it is my humble submission that, yes, debate must continue, but in any case, we cannot go on with this act any further. There has to be a review on this, and I'm suggesting this at the expense of risking repetition again, that whichever district community wants, let us have an opinion poll, and also form a committee, a very big committee, to study into it. And I'm sure the committee will recommend that it is not possible to implement effectively. Thank you, Speaker.